Dear colleagues, we did it. We found an ambitious agreement on the EU annual budget for 2025. With our plenary vote, we give the final go-ahead for the EU budget to be signed into law. As the chief negotiator of the European Parliament, I believe it is important to highlight that this was more than a mere formality. In times of institutional transition, societal turmoil, and complex geopolitical realities in many regions of the world, public budgets are often the focal point of political conflicts. We see governments and coalitions stumble over their battles about spending priorities, but we kept our unity. At almost 200 billion euros, the EU budget for 2025 that we have agreed with the Council is 6% bigger than this year's, meaning a 10 billion euro increase, responding to the needs of Europeans while being able to pay back for the post-pandemic economic recovery of the Union without cutting key programs. By approving our EU budget for next year, we will send a forceful message to the citizens that the EU, despite the difficult political and economic context, is able to equip itself with the financial means necessary to implement its policies and respond to its people's needs. On top of the Commission's proposals, we have managed to add 422 million more for education and young people, increasing Erasmus Plus to a total of 4.3 billion, 45 million euros for research, innovation and health, 30 million euros for agriculture, in particular for young farmers, making it a total of 39.9 billion euros for the European Agricultural Guarantee Fund, 5 million euro for nature, biodiversity and climate action, 10 million euro for the management of the EU external borders, in particular for Schengen enlargement with Romania and Bulgaria, 6 million more for military mobility, or 50 million more for humanitarian aid, and we have many examples of this kind. But also we have increased our support for the work of the European Public Prosecutor's Office and Europol. Within these tight margins of the financial framework, I am proud that we have shown that we can pay this cost without cutting flagship programs, and in the same time we managed to install a budgetary discipline. At the same time we managed to restore Council reductions to the flagship programs, and in the same time retain a sizable amount for the flexibilities for next year. We also have provisioned in the budget for additional disaster relief in our regions, and of course in particular in the rural areas. And we are trying to help the compatriots affected by the floods, droughts and wildfires. As part of the agreement, we accorded to front-load payment appropriation of up to 3 billion euros to provide support for regions affected by natural disasters. And of course, we refer here to the regions and the countries from Central and Eastern Europe, and of course to our friends from Spain. Our unity among the groups helps to push our interests and priorities in the discussion with the Council. Despite the fact that we have differences in this House, we were able to negotiate a solid and strong budget for 2025 that replies to our citizens' expectations and helps alleviate some of the hardships that they are facing. I call on you to vote in favor of the budget 2025 tomorrow, and I would like to thank my colleagues, the shadows, my colleagues from the S&D conciliation team, the Council also for their work, but also the Commissioner. This is your last budget. You did a great job. Thank you for that. And I think we need to approve the budget tomorrow. Thank you so much.